Hello and welcome to another update video about oil. We start with Brent crude oil. So far it's playing out the bullish wave count. Of course it could also be still a bearish wave count. We really haven't got enough confirmation to say we have already turned around, but already weeks ago we said ideally the price gets into the yellow box and then we will watch if we can get a reaction here. And if a first impulse forms, then this would be the first indication that we are indeed turning around. It fulfilled all the expectations to the downside. I think it even reached basically the target that we specified in terms of Fibonacci extensions to the downside. And now we were watching for a first impulse to the upside, which happened. We have a first 5-wave move. So on the smaller time frame, we can identify here a 5-wave move to the upside. Yeah, pretty beautiful one actually. So of this low that was made on the 16th of November, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and then A, B, C to the downside. Yeah, and this is now where the next decision will happen. I mentioned to you in the last video that this could form some kind of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. It's pretty ugly though. Pretty ugly. So I'm not sure how that, if that really counts, but we have here potentially a left shoulder, we have here a head, and then here potential right shoulder, and then here the neckline is the $82.80 level, which is the 50% retracement level of the rally that peaked recently in September. So yeah, pretty much watching. I mean, the bullish scenario is definitely one that still is considered. It's at the moment the primary scenario because, I mean, it followed the count, it moved into the support area, and now we've had a reaction. We haven't made a higher high though, so that's the only thing I'm thinking, okay, that's the next step. I want to see it, you know, it fulfill. So the bulls need to push above $84, this swing high next. And if you look at this 1-2 setup here, potentially highlighted in yellow, then let's just double check the fib levels. I mean, it turned around where it needed to, okay, before breaking below the 78.6 retracement. So yeah, this is certainly one count that can be considered. That is my primary count. I'm leaning towards that count. Important for this wave count would be that we don't break below the $78.50 level anymore, so that we hold the 22nd of November low here, yeah, basically today's low that was, and because any break below that level, yeah, would most likely send it also below the yellow box, and then at the same time, the overall bearish scenario will get more likely, in which we are just resetting here the wave 2 that presumably bottomed in June. It would, to keep it very simple, this would just be a WX Y structure then. So that's possible, okay, that's possible, but ideally I'm watching here for a reversal. We'll see if we get it. The analysis definitely gives us some key levels to watch. We have a breakout point to the upside that I identified with you. We have here a make or break point to the downside. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now let's go and take a look at WTI as well, which is very similar, of course, very similar. WTI, so all the comments around the overall structure and also the bearish scenario applies to WTI as well. What is important here is that it actually has a little bit more space to the downside in the yellow support area. It also potentially created here a 1-2 setup. Now the head and shoulders is really ugly, so I'm not sure that counts, but we also here have a potential wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Let me change here the wave degree. And again, important is that this swing low isn't broken. The intraday low at $73.80. And the next breakout point is, I put it on here in the last video already, it would have been great to actually get to that level, then get the pullback, and then we would have a nice, really nice inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now it's a bit ugly. But yeah, basically it needs to break above the $79.50 level next. And if we now break out, then the ideal target here for that smaller degree third wave is, well, you would expect a minimum of the 1.236 extension, $81.70, but you know, around the 1.618 extension would be better. It's 84.30. So these are sort of the parameters I'm watching now. If we go to the 1 hour chart, also here, obviously, this move up that occurred between, well, last Thursday and Monday is a 5-wave move, 3 waves down. And yeah, I mean, this is now too small to be reliable, really. I think it's a possible 5-wave move up, but it's too small to be reliable. So yeah, you know the routine, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Any break below the intraday low will make it very difficult for the bulls, but that's why we've got our alternative. Okay, that's my update about oil. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. If you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular stock updates, then check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You can find the link in the video description. It's the Patreon link. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.